Hi, GME update here. Expiration morning, the 16th of April. I'm just having a look at this just so you can see that GME a lot of the time reacts just like any other stock. So we can see the reflection here of GME and the VIX. So VIX is moving around and GME is moving around with VIX in this last little period. So this little rise here has been a little bit of a Vanna rise as we've picked up off the bottom from the 7th of April, and it's just started to drop off or top out here. If we just pull back and have a look, we go back to the day, we can see how VIX affects GME. So here we can see when we're coming out a period of high VIX, we've had some high VIX here. If we put high VIX together with tight liquidity in GME, we get these blow off effects, and so this is a Vanna bump in, or a Vanna price appreciation in GME, as opposed to this one here, which is a gamma bump. So we've had reasonably tight liquidity here, not exceptionally tight, but we've had very low VIX, and so this is high gamma in the rest of the market, and we get this sort of creeping forward. This latest one here, as I was just saying, we could see that it's really the mirror image of the VIX. If we go back and have a look, there's not many occasions where we get to really high, we get a compression. So here's one here. This is a compression of volatility, and here we've got a little bit of a rise in GME. Very sort of standard, just following. That's when the pressure is off, liquidity is off. They're not being so much. There's not so much gaming going on within the market. Now, before I bore you, I just thought we'd have a quick look around. Oh, just have a quick look at the rest of GME. The GME. This is the 0 to 30 day options, and we can see that they fluctuate within the week very well. We get this delta hedging build up each week, and then it's let off each Monday. So this is the weekly effect, and we're 2 days into this week, and we've seen it's gone out of the money. So we can expect, when we start to see out of the money in short dated options, that we're probably starting to see the market running off a little bit. We can see it did the same after that little top. We saw it run off a little bit after earnings. If we look at the longer dated charts, we've got quite a strong positioning, really quite well set, but the macro is not helping at the moment. You know, we want a Vanna run. We want the market to be going up, not down, to get GME to squeeze when it's got tight liquidity. Well, that's not going to happen while we've got a lot of volatility in Twitter and tariffs and whatever. So we're going to have to reset, I would say, for this month. I can't see that there's going to be a turnaround in the VIX with the tariff war going on. I think actually if it turned around, the uncertainty is palpable at the moment. Here we're just having a look. You can see we've got a high gamma. Now this gamma will get rolled off. You can see this is where the gamma got rolled off here in the 19th of December. We had a lot of gamma rolled off. I would say we'll get a similar roll off in gamma this coming VIX, which is OPEX, which is tomorrow. I'll just knock that one out as well, just so I can see a little bit better. So here we can see we've still got reasonably raised IV, but we really want the IV to be rising much quickly. We want the IV to be rising with the price. Here it's staying quite static. DPI has dropped back to a much more normal level. It's around the 38 to 45 mark here. So there's not a lot of new positions being bought. Yes, a few have probably been sold off into that situation there. The long, though, is looking a lot tighter, the long market. If we just quickly go back to see what we think about the rest of the market, if I'm just looking here through the opening on any of these stocks today, they are very, very flat. And they're very, very flat because it's expiration. You're not going to, the vol is getting spread around the market, broad and wide, and so everything is almost pinned on yesterday's price. It's only just going to be affected a little bit by the up and the downside. You'll find it in all of the stocks today. So just remember, when we have high vol, we're not going to see any appreciation. We want it going the other way. We want the vol packing up and going away, and then we'll start to see, if we've got that liquidity on our side, we've got tight liquidity, that's when we will see really good price appreciation. All right. thank you very much for that quick update. I'm going to tag a little video I did this morning of the best scalp that we've seen for a while. I mean, we've had a lot of good scalps recently, but this was picture book. That you didn't have to really worry about thinking too much about what was going on. It was just happening in front of our eyes today. So we just had this. We went into this period here. I've made a whole video about it, but I'll just show you. We went into this period here, into the close, and yeah, we do expect the close to become very loose, because we've gone from a lit market with lots of trading and lots of volume, and you can see it just goes up. If I went to the daily, you'd see it going up and down into the dark market of the Globex, the Australasian. But you have a look at this. This was seen through nearly all of the indexes. So from if you played this market and you shorted after 6 at the reopen, this loose market has picked up 1.6%. I think was the bottom of it. No, I'm telling a big fib. It was 1.3%. Anyway, it was a great little trade. I'll tag a video on the end of this. Have a great day's trading. I'll give you an update on GME when we get through to the other side of the weekend, the other side of the Easter weekend. Have a great Easter weekend, everyone. Lots of prayers for you all. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks.